Hello, my name is Abigail, and on this channel I talk about books and things that I'm passionate about. And right now that happens to be the sales that occur in between Christmas and New Year's. I have a $50 gift card burning a hole in my pocket for Barnes & Noble, and I also wanted to check out Books A Million, which I am at right now, because there is a sale happening there as well. So I've done some pre-online shopping just so I know, like, rough estimate what I want and what I'm going to spend. So let's go ahead and get in there. First and foremost, I definitely need a little bit of caffeine. Okay, so there was like a sale where you buy one, get one 50% off. So I got Carmilla because I have every intention of reading this for the upcoming Winterween. And this one was on sale, buy one, get one 50% off, but so is this one. And this is one that I actually helped get for a coworker for the Secret Santa thing that I did. And I thought that it looked interesting, and it's a beautiful edition, so I decided I would like to obtain that as well. And then for some additional upcoming reading plans, I also got Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble now and obtain additional books. Literal bags secured. Full disclosure, it has been a couple days. This video probably will not go up in 2025. It will probably go up in 2026. So with that in mind, I've decided to include all of the books / bookish things that I got for Christmas, and we will start with what you've already kind of seen. From Books A Million and Barnes & Noble, everything that I purchased has a purpose. I have planned content around it or involving it in some way, shape, or form. So with Barnes & Noble, you saw most of what I picked up already, but let's go ahead and go over it. Starting with Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. This book is about a individual who, Jet is the daughter of one of the wealthiest families in Woodstock, Vermont. Essentially, Jet is hit in the head, a terrible accident, catastrophic accident, only to learn that she will be dying, and this accident wasn't an accident. So essentially, our main character, Jet, has to solve her murder while she's still alive. And if that doesn't sound like a good time, I simply don't know what does. The next book that I picked up at Barnes & Noble was Buffalo Hunter Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. This is a lot of people's favorite of the entire year, and I decided I wanted to give it a shot for many reasons, not limited to, but including there is a Winterween coming up, and I believe that the theme is vampires. I've got a bunch of vampire books that I wanted to read for this, and this right here is one of them. I do wish I would have waited and got the exclusive edition from Aardvark, but I digress. This is going to be one of the books that I pick up for Winterween. This is a vampire, and it is set in 1912. But it's also set in 2012. What do I know about this? Probably next to nothing, but I know that there is some Native American stuff in here, as well as vampires, and it's Stephen Graham Jones, and everybody loves him. I haven't had the best time with Stephen Graham Jones short form, short stories, novellas, stuff like that. I haven't really enjoyed those. I've never picked up a full-length novel, and this is apparently one of his best. So I will give this a shot. And then the next book that I picked up was The Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Have I completed an Emily Henry? No. No, I have not. Why did I pick this up? That is a great question, and I simply don't have an answer for you quite yet. But I do have plans for this book. This is, I don't really know that much about it. I believe that this is described as two people are vying to write the story of a famous woman, and those two people are their authors, and they have very different writing styles, and they're like competing against each other to be able to write this story. That is what I believe I know about it. And then the final book that I picked up from Barnes & Noble was Alchemized, and this is by Sin-Lin Yu. And I don't really know much about this book, actually. I actually have no idea what this is about, except for the fact that it is over 1,000 pages. It is heavy as fuck, and it is massive. That is what I know about this book. I think that there is, okay, so Once a Promising Alchemist. Actually, you know what? I don't want to know anything about it. It is a fantasy, a dark fantasy debut. A woman with missing memories fights to survive a war-torn world of necromancy and alchemy, and the man tasked with unearthing the deepest secrets of her past. That's all I want to know. So this will get read at some point. I have plans. I have plans for this one. And then I wanted to include some of the other books that I got for Christmas or surrounding Christmas, because it made sense to include it in this video. So I got Nestlings from My Secret Santa. This is a book about vampires, and it's set in New York, and I love Nat Cassidy's writing, so I am hopeful that I will like this one as well. And then from my husband, I received 4 books. I gave him a wish list, and I told him these are what I wanted, and he chose off of my wish list. So the first book that I have to show you, this is The Ballad of the Songbird and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. I read the first 3 Hunger Games. I'm very interested in doing a reread prior to reading and then subsequently watching Sunrise on the Reaping, also by Suzanne Collins. These two are, this one is a prequel, this one is revolving President Snow, and then this one is revolving Haymitch, and I am intrigued enough to pick them up, intrigued enough to watch the movies, and intrigued enough to maybe do a reread of Hunger Games. The last 2 books that I have to show you are Quicksilver by Callie Hart and Brimstone by Callie Hart. I actually don't really know all that much about these two. I know pretty much nothing, but I know that I wanted to read them. So there's a lot of Instagram sort of content that takes lines from the audiobook of these two and like romanticizes it so much, and I just kind of want to see what this is about. So the 3 sort of lines right here say, let's see, do not touch the sword, do not turn the key, do not open the gate. And then the back says, be careful of the deals you make, dear child, the devil is in the details. And I don't know what it's about, but a lot of people liked it. And the interesting thing is not as many people have positive things to say about this one, but it could be that it's relatively new, because I believe it was just published fairly recently. But I don't care. I want to read them. I don't know. I have not been enjoying fantasy lately. I've been sort of forcing myself to pick things up that I think I'll like and not really enjoying it. But I know I like fantasy. I know I do, because I listen to, what's the most recent fantasy that I listened to? God, was it really Onyx Storm? And I loved it. I don't have like super negative things to say about Onyx Storm, because I have to be honest, Fourth Wing and the 2 books that came after it were sort of my guilty pleasure. So I know I can get down with fantasy, and I liked all of the Court of Whatever and Whatever by Sarah J. Maas, and I have enjoyed fantasy in the past, and I know in my heart and soul that I can get down with fantasy if I choose the right one. So hopefully I've chosen 2 really good ones in Quicksilver and Alchemized. So those are the books that I got for Christmas. And then I have one more thing to show you. I asked for, on my wish list for my husband, I gave him a reading pillow. So I think I threw away the instructions, but this is supposed to get folded up in some type of way to create a reading pillow. I have so far only used it like this and laid in it, and used it like a body pillow, and let me tell you, it is incredibly comfortable. It might be my new favorite way to take naps. I haven't used it as a reading pillow yet, but I'm hoping that I can figure out how to pretty soon. And that is going to be it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below, did you participate in the Barnes & Noble 25% off sale? Did you get any books for Christmas? Let me know what you picked up and what you got for Christmas, and I will see you very soon with another video.